Hello friend, thank you for stopping by my channel. My name is Mariana and here you will find cleaning motivation, organizational ideas and DIYs all on a frugal budget. I hope that if you enjoy this video, you hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming video, as well as subscribe and become one of my first 1,000 friends here on YouTube. Thank you so much for spending the next few minutes with me as I show you how I restore the chewed up Ottoman that are German Shepherd, who's 80 pounds. And here you see him. His name is Azul. He decided to chew it apart during this summer. Now, here you see me stripping down the Ottoman all the way to its frame. It was not easy, but also it did not take me longer than an hour. You just need a little bit of strength just to pull everything apart. You also gonna see me taking out the legs, which I'm gonna use later on to put them back. Some of the tools that I use throughout the whole project, it's a blade, a staple gun. I used thumbtacks. I used the drill, as you could see me here, and the measuring tape to take some measurements, and that's about it. That's all the tools that you basically need. Oh, and I did use the hammer just because sometimes you are going to see me struggling trying to pinch down the thumbtacks, and that is basically because at some point I had too many layers of the cloth and then the covering that you are going to shortly see me using. I decided that I wanted the top base to be very sturdy, so it will hold the weight of the dog as well as anybody that will sit on it. And therefore I went into my garage and used some of recycled plywood that I had, and here you see me that I'm measuring it to cut it, and that is what I'm going to use for the top. And I want to encourage you that anytime you start a project, see what you have at home first before you run to the store, Home Depot. See what you have and try to use that. Try to give it a new purpose. This is some old plywood, and if you flip it around, it actually has strips on it, and it is fine because for this project it is actually perfect. It has the perfect width and it serves the purpose. And you know, it was a big piece of wood just standing in my garage, and now it's out of it and I gave it a purpose. I want to put a disclaimer out there and just let you know right from the beginning, or as a reminder, that I'm not a professional, and all the power tools or any tools that you see me using, what I do is I usually refer to the tools manual to see what kind of safety equipment I need. For example, the covering for my eyes, as well as sometimes my brother lets me know, Mariana, this is what you're going to be doing. So always look for advice because I am not a professional. I am learning as I go about the tools and about the equipments that I use. Here, what you're seeing me, I'm showing you that I use the 2-inch project foam, and I'm going to link it down below in case you want to place an order in Amazon and get it right to you. And the fabric that you're going to see me using, I found it in Michael's, and I am going to try to see if I can find you something similar in case you want to use that print on Amazon, so you could also order that. And to cut this foam, it's actually very simple. You could use a Sharpie to mark the area around and then cut it with a scissor. It is super simple to cut, or you could just use your blade and cut it. Just be very careful when you do that. The next step that I did was cover the foam with a mattress pad, with a wet mattress pad. I decided to do that because I figured if the dog was gonna cause, let's say, an accident, a spill, or a child that visits my home, or even the adults, or even if later on I wanted to wash this ottoman, I wanted something that the water wasn't gonna penetrate the foam. And this twin mattress pad was what I had at hand, and it was the best idea that I came up with. Perhaps you have a different idea, and please leave your comments below so we can learn from each other. I'm pretty sure that if you are an expert and you're watching me doing this, you probably can give me some ideas. What could I have done better? For example, I started using thumbtacks. As you see, I pick up these thumbtacks at the dollar store, and I quickly realized that I needed to cut the mattress pad a little bit more so the thumbtacks were more easy to press down. Also, to be honest with you, if you do have an automatic staple gun, that's the way to go. You are going to save so much time if you could have one of those tools available to you. This project took me about 4 hours from beginning to end, but I took my time doing it. I didn't rush it. I just enjoyed what I was doing. I really did. One of the things that I realized is that in order for you to have the cloth straight on the other side, you need to pull the middles first. So the middles of the length and the middle of the width, and you pull that in. And then the second step is you work on the corners like I'm doing here. And the corners is the part that's probably going to take you a little bit more time than the sides. And just because I personally wanted a pretty corner. So you see me here that I'm pulling the cloth, I'm pulling it, and then I'm going to staple it right in the middle. And then I'm going to start creating this beautiful corner with the staple gun, trying to staple it down and trying to put some thumbtacks. The next step after I finished the top was to wrap around the frame with this polyfit cushion wrap that I'm also gonna link down below in case you want to order it. And basically you just open the package and you go around stapling it and then you cut it. That's pretty simple. Now, again, if you can invest in an automatic stapler, this job is gonna go much faster for you. I had the manual one and it was fine, but it will totally make it more easier for you if you have an automatic one. After you finish stapling the poly wrap all around the outside of your frame, what you want to do is you want to start now putting the linen all around it. And in this case, you're going to see me using thumbtacks. I believe in some areas I went in with the staple gun real quick, but for the most part, the thumbtacks was the easiest way to go. It was pretty fast, this part, and I really enjoyed it. And here comes the fun part when I get to put it all together. I laid it on top as you see me doing, and I am about to drill the legs, and what a satisfaction it is when you're almost done with the project. These are the same legs and the same screws from the legs that you see me here drilling down, and this was a fun project. I loved every minute of it, and I hope you did too. But before we go, friend, I want to thank you for staying tuned and watching this entire video. And also I want to pray over your life and over the life of your family. I pray for health and protection, and I pray for this nation and the entire world that God continue to give us wisdom through this pandemic. Love you and see you in the next video.